More than a year ago, I showed you my favorite carnivore cheeseburger soup, and to this day, that's my most watched video with over 160,000 views, which is kind of hard to imagine. Half of you loved it, half of you did not hate it, but more than 200 people went in the comments section and left me suggestions and things I could have done better and things I plain out did wrong. Which is the reason why I decided, hey, let me go through all these comments. Let me see what we can do better, let me see what we can change, and let's make your version of this ultimate carnivore cheeseburger soup. So let's just go straight to the ingredients, because some of them have changed and some of them I don't even include anymore. First thing, today I'm going to use beef sausages. This is 215 grams, this is the standard packaging that we get here in the Netherlands. 5 sausages. Of course, you can also just use ground beef like I did in the old video. Then we have a total of 50 grams of shredded cheese. Now this is a mix of 25 grams of mozzarella and 25 grams of some random cheese that I had in my fridge. Then we have 50 grams of cream cheese. I'm just using the original from Kerrygold. Then I have 3 slices or 50 grams of bacon. Of course you can use more if you want, there's no such thing as too much bacon anyways. And last but not least, we have 200 milliliters of heavy cream. Now when it comes to heavy cream, you do not need to use 200 milliliters, you can use less. All of this I'm going to be making in a 1.5 liter pot, so this small pot. You can of course double the ingredients if you're making a bigger batch, or even use less if you're making a smaller one. Generally, like if you want the soup to be thicker, then around 150 milliliters is going to do you well. I'm not using any broth today. You can also use that if you want the soup to be more watery. I don't know how to explain, but yeah, I'm kind of going for a thicker version of this soup. And to make it even more thick, I'm also going to use 1 egg. And if you want the soup to be even thicker, in the original recipe I used pork rinds to achieve this. However, as you have noticed, we are not using any pork rinds today, and for that reason you can also add gelatin if you want. That was also a very popular suggestion in the last one, so for those of you seeking more thicker version, just go for some gelatin. Now let's start cooking, because I'm getting hungry. Really the only things that we need to take care in terms of like prep today are the meats. So first I'm just going to chop up this bacon. Also, while I'm chopping up this bacon, I'll just a little bit preheat my pot, because we are making everything in one pot today. Yeah, very sloppy, but that's that. And for the sausages, I'm just like basically smashing them up with the knife. Of course, like when you are buying sausages, just be careful and like check the list of ingredients. You don't want any additives. These ones are I bought like in a biological store. They still do have a bit of like pepper in them, but it's going to be just fine for today. So I'm just like smashing it all around, kind of trying to turn it back into minced beef. And that's pretty much all we have for our prep. Now that the pot has heated up a little bit, I'm just going to drop in this bacon. There is one more thing left for the prep part, and that is the egg. Very, very simple. We'll just crack it in and whisk it around, and we are done with that as well. A quick and lazy whiskeroo. I forgot to take care of the bacon. I did add a bit of butter because that's what I forgot, and the bacon is, well, a little bit burnt, but that's fine. We don't mind it. I'll just remove the bacon. So yeah, of course, like if you can render fat from your bacon, then just do that. If not, you can also add butter like I did, just so that it doesn't like burn and stick. But it is all good. And now for this next part, we are just dumping in all of this sausage into the pot. And flattening it out. And now we just let it sit there for a few minutes, then we'll stir it around, and I mean, we are getting very close to finishing this soup very quickly, right? So, very simple recipe. Alright, so a few minutes passed, we give it a good stir. Oh yeah, this is great. I just want to like smash it And let's lower the heat. Amazing. Looks and smells great already. You can add salt if you want. I don't think I'm going to. Like, if you will add salt, I will do it now on the meat. But I mean, the sausage plus the cheeses, there's enough salt already. So now the 50 grams of cream cheese are going in. We'll just use this spoon to kind of let it all melt. It does melt very, very fast. Now the rest of the cheese goes in, just so that it gives that like sticky, that pool type of a feeling. And the heavy cream. Voila! Give it a nice good stir, and we leave it like at kind of medium heat. Let it simmer, give it a good mix. Let that heavy cream simmer up. One thing about this, right? Also one of the top comments, I think it was the top comment of the last video. The person pointed out that, well, they kind of use this creamy, cheesy, like heavy cream and cream cheese base to make a carnivore bechamel sauce that then they combine with pork sausage and use it over eggs. Absolutely, you can do it. That sounds amazing. I did make also like a carnivore gravy type of a video. You can check that one out after, which kind of also uses very similar ingredients to this one. But yeah, so far this soup is working out perfectly. So now we let this situation simmer for like 5 minutes, and then we are almost done. I did forget to say that at this step you want to like occasionally give it a stir. And if it's too bubbly, just lower the heat even more. We don't have like a big portion. Amazing. The beast soup is in the making. Alright, so 5 minutes have passed. It's becoming nice and thick. And now we are going to do probably the fanciest thing I've ever done. I've never done this before, but I read somewhere that this is the way. So I'm going to do the egg drop thing. However, first we'll take like a spoonful of this soup and add it to the whisked egg. Apparently what's supposed to happen is that it's going to kind of like warm up the egg without like cooking it instantly. We'll just mix it around. And now we are going to pour it in. And we'll wait like a minute or two, and then we'll give it one last stir. Okay, so just stirring it all around. Smells so good. 2 more minutes on this low heat, and then we are ready to serve and give it a try and find out once and for all, is it the best version of the both? I have high hopes, to be honest. It barely fit into this small bowl. We'll add the bacon on top. If you want, you can also add some cheese on top of it. I just did a little bit because why not? And voila! And voila, we are ready. I really hope that I am properly blocking the situation here because it is a mess. I mean, but hey, this is real life, you know, we are cooking food, so of course things are going to get messy. Soup is done. Let's give this soup a try and let's find out, is this the best version? I need to be really careful because I overfilled it. Ah! So hot. Let me just try a bit with mixing everything. So a bit of the bacon, a bit of the liquidy part. Holy smokes. It is amazing. As I say about things in almost every single video, like if you're not adding bacon, then for sure add some salt, because like right now bacon is giving it the salty feeling. For whatever reason, like I keep always thinking that like, oh, but the sausage plus the cheese plus that is going to give enough saltiness, but I mean the sweetness of the heavy cream just kind of like evens it out. So like without the bacon I would miss salt. With bacon it's just perfect. Love it so much. I think it is a clear winner for me. Since like the sausage doesn't have any like flavor, I wouldn't say that like this would be better rather than using ground beef. So if you are using ground beef, try it out and I think it's going to be the same result. One other thing, the last video, like the original, the OG, like whatever we call it, a lot of people were like speculating about how many calories does this have, how many, like what does it look like, because it's very like probably very caloric. So I did the count when I was preparing the ingredients, this little bowl does come out to be 1600 calories. I don't right now remember how much like fat, I think around 150 grams and like 60 grams of protein. I'm gonna pop it on the screen or in the description. It is a lot. However, like for me, this is the only thing I'm going to eat today, so it's completely fine. But just so you know, yes, it does have a lot of calories. So if you're gonna eat this and 2 steaks and like 3 kilos of cheese, well, then you're probably gonna have a big problem. But if you are ready to treat yourself with this bowl, or maybe a half a bowl, I mean, half a bowl would be 800. That's like decent, I don't know, like dinner or lunch. So just so you know, that's that. But it's really good. I really hope that you also try it and let me know, do you like this version? Maybe go back and watch the other video I made a year ago. Try that version if you haven't already, and then let me know which one you like better. But or maybe you have suggestions on how to improve this one, and then we can come back in a year or maybe less and make a version 3.0. Let's just make the best carnivore cheeseburger soup ever. The good thing is that it's so hot that at least I need a little bit wait for it to cool down so I can like properly eat it. At least it's gonna give me enough time to wash the dishes. But with all of that being said, I would like to thank all the channel members. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. If you would like to become a channel member, you can do it by clicking the join button down below. I do need to be transparent. There are no real benefits of doing it. I'm not doing any exclusive videos or none of that stuff. I believe that any of you who are watching the videos or subscribing or leaving a comment or like whatever, there's more support than I can ever ask for. However, the option is there if you do want to support the channel, well, yeah, financially. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Yum yum soupy.